Well, I'm Patricia Byrne. I'm the artistic director of a theatre company called Sole Purpose Productions. So we're actually a theatre company. We've been going for 27 years in Derry. We've worked with many different marginalised communities. May, I think it was May this year, I was doing some kind of voluntary work with different refugees, with the group that Hilda Orr runs and things like that. We came up with the idea of running a singing group for refugees and asylum seekers and local people to come and join in. And I was asking a few people who could they suggest, and they suggested Maeve Leahy would be a good person to facilitate this. So we've been running this since May this year, and so we have people from different communities who come to it. You have people from Somalia, from Bangladesh, from Uganda, from Syria, and from Ukraine. And Maeve facilitates the sessions. We sing songs in different languages, and also the people that come to the group, they share their songs with us. So we also learn songs from their countries. So it's a two-way process. And the focus of it is fun, enjoyment, connectedness, meeting other people. It's not what we would call a professional choir. We invite people to come who think they can't sing. We ask people to actually actively come. If you think you can't sing, come and sing with us. And Maeve facilitates it. So you'd like to talk about how you facilitate?
Yeah, well, I was inspired by the natural voice scene when I lived in London, and I got involved with some choirs between London and Wales. Shakti sings, and it just blew my mind. Having been a singer and been involved in many different musical projects throughout my life and different choirs, it was just mind-opening, heart-opening. It was like a spiritual experience, really, because so the natural voice scene, I think, started maybe in the 60s as a way to encourage people back into singing in everyday situations and bring it back to everyday people rather than something that is only for a certain group of people with musicians. And so it's about, the idea that singing is everybody's birthright, and that if you can speak, you can sing. Or even, as somebody said today, Marguerite was saying, we have people who don't speak and they love, and actually we have somebody in our choir who brings his mother, and she's 90 something, and she sits there and she enjoys it, but she doesn't speak. So it's, I think the way we do things is a very different. I would almost say we're like really on the fringes of being a choir, because we're more like a singing group, I call us, and the emphasis is not on performance at all. It's on what are we experiencing in the group, because it's for us. So we sing in a circle. I have a blankets and cushions and things out, and scarves for children can come and join in, and it's always a joy to see them drumming a drum or joining in or dancing, to the music that we're making. And as we say, we encourage people. We say, this is the choir for you, especially if you think you can't sing. So, it's amazing because people think they can't sing and they come along. Even Pat thought she couldn't sing, and she's a fantastic singer. So powerful. And I always say, just sing out, give it power. It doesn't have to be, we're not looking for perfection. It doesn't matter if it's not the same note as we're singing, we'll get it doesn't, and sometimes I say it's a harmony somewhere in the world. If you're not singing the right note, it's a harmony somewhere in the world. So, and sometimes it is like there's beautiful harmonies coming in the unexpected places. It's fantastic.
So. And we keep it very kind of loose as well. So, we have it Thursday mornings for people who live in Derry. Thursday mornings, 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock in Carlisle Road, Church Hall on Carlisle Road. We kind of keep it very loose as well. We're not strict to timing, so people might come in late or they come in and go. We have breaks, and I think the break is important because it's also for people who can't speak English very well. So we write the words up on a flip chart, and they're learning. They're improving their English as they're singing. And it's also, for people who are new communities to Derry, it's important to have the break time so they can talk to other people, get to know other people a bit, make some connections. They might make friendships here, through this. So, and would you like? This is Gaelle from the Northwest Migrants Forum. Would you like to speak?
Yeah, I'm Gaelle from Northwest Migrants Forum. So we are an organization who is a safe space for any migrant person arriving in Derry. And a big part of our users are asylum seekers and refugees, and we all know how difficult it is for them, all the journeys they went through. And so we are delighted to know your project and to send them to you, because then we know they can have some respite in their daily life. That's actually the way we see it, you know, every project like that. And I was very happy to hear about your project as well. It's lovely with the refugee centers, etc. And so we also, we don't do, for the moment, we don't have a choir, but we are aware of the fact that music, singing is a very healing activity. And so we're always trying to find some ways of developing more activities like that. And in the summer, we organized a Syrian and Kurdish concert where people could come and play their own, with their, not necessarily with their own instruments. We also acquired some instruments so that we give the possibility to people to really find some respite. That's my favorite word at the moment. In music, in singing, in dancing, it's really extremely important.
Yeah, I remember, because that was a really nice event, because there was Gaelle dancing and Kurdish dancing. Yes. So they were sharing dances as well, yes. And there was Irish music, and there was Syrian music and Arabic music.
Yes, it was a great occasion as well to mix all the cultures, these cultures together. And there were also people coming from different countries who were there discovering the Syrian and Kurdish and Irish and other type of music, and so it was lovely, and they were all talking together, and there was an entertainer who was also teaching a few dances. Mm-hmm. So it was really lovely, and we're looking forward to having the possibility to do that again with maybe another type of music. We had some people asking to do it again, but with some Iranian music, for example. So that's it. We don't have many activities yet in that.
Can I ask you all just a very practical question? And how do you decide what to sing?
Well, there's so many. I find songs everywhere, but there's the natural voice scene. Once you get in there, there's so much. You know, you just I go down rabbit holes from this artist and that artist. But so many people are composing because of the nature of the songs. They're often very simple on the outside. You know, it can be just like a mantra, and then you add a harmony and another harmony, and they're like circular songs. And so you can really just relax into it and go deep into the experience, and then maybe add a drum or whatever, you know, so it's
it's kind of
so
like short songs, you know, not big,
yes.
long, not big, complicated words and stuff. Just kind of short lines that we can repeat, and do one of the ones we did today.
Do one of the ones we did today.
So some of them might not even be words; it might just be sounds, and rhythms and things like that.
Oh yes, that was the one we did today. Yeah. One without words as such was Hey Ya, Overlapping Waves by Maya Waldman. That's like, there's a call and response. Hey, hey, ya. Hey, hey, ya. Hey, hey, ya. Hey, ya. Hey, ya, oh. Hey, ya, oh. Hey, ya, oh. Hey, ya, oh. Yes, lovely. Very nice sound. Wow. And then there's a lovely sustained hey-oh, hey-oh over the top, and other layers. We just did those two today, didn't we?
So we kind of play with them. The voices, different people play with their voices and they play with the sounds,
And get other people to do the call and response and stuff, and
it's all done by ear, essentially?
All done by ear, and in fact, the natural voice thing is really no words up, no sheet, because it's very heady and you learn in a different way. But because of the nature of this, we're kind of we're teaching English as well in a way, and sharing it, and people are translating. So we do that. But then I do sometimes go, okay, stop looking at that now. Let's just come back to our bodies. It's very much as well about our bodies, feeling it, and feeling the music, and not always up here. And I think as well with the warm-ups, we try and steer clear from, I do anyway, steer clear from a lot of the musical jargon, even do, re, mi, fa, so, even all of that. And just, we do quite loose body warm-ups and moving up our spine with a sound, and, taking it into parts of our body so that we can not exclude anybody. And because there's so many different other ways of experiencing music. I don't want to just stick with the one Western, with certain scales, so that we kind of can get stuck in.
And do you find that your group constantly changes, or does it stay quite consistent in terms of numbers? And
It does change. Things happen in people's lives and they can't come back, but they're still on the WhatsApp group, so they're still going, I miss you, I wish we could come. We're like, we miss you too, we'll come back soon. Or they're coming for a meal, we're having a meal.
The lives of people, refugees and asylum seekers as well, their lives are always changing. There's always things happening. Things happen, they can't come this week, so...
That's why we like to keep it
really
consistent
flexible
every week, that to just be there every week and not have like blocks of terms and stuff.
that was one of the sort of practical questions I was going to ask you about, how you actually communicate with your singers. And you've touched upon it there with your WhatsApp group.
I just use hand gestures for the.
Yeah.
We use I'll use my whole body to get.
And like when you're your communities are quite diverse. Do you contact them via WhatsApp? Is that your main? Yeah. Is that your main sort of group?
Yes, but some people aren't on WhatsApp. Yeah.
I was just thinking that.
There's a few people that we just text or or say, can you tell your friend?
Yes. To come.
We're on. It's still on. Yeah. Is he okay?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, look, I'll just open it up. We're okay. We've got a couple of minutes, so I'm just going to open it up to the floor. If anyone has got any questions or comments, just the guys. If not, thank you. I just on behalf of everyone, thank you so much for your patience and for sharing your projects with so inspiring and wonderful stuff. So thank you, Gaelle.